This is a completely new thing that I'm going to be doing on Fridays at 11. I'm going to start a new class called Mind Your Own Business. Mind Your Own Business is going to be a class that deals with money. It's not just a biblical class. It's going to be more of a financial class, but it will have a biblical foundation, because everything that I do has a biblical foundation. And I'm starting this because I've spoken to many people who are struggling with money issues. Just about everybody I know, and it doesn't make a difference how much most people have. Most of the people that I know people who make $250,000 a year that are still struggling with money, because it's not just about how much money you make, it's about how much money you keep. And so Mind Your Own Business puts the focus on the fact that money is our business. It is your first business. And therefore, you have to make sure that you have a mind for your own business. You have an understanding of how to deal with your own business. Your finances are your business. And if you do not have the right system for your finances, then what will happen is that your finances will, no matter how much money you make, how much extra money comes in. And I find that with people like, if I can get an extra job, if I can make more money, if I can, and then they make more money and then they still find themselves in the same exact place. Even with the extra money doesn't do a whole lot of extra things. And so what I'm finding with people is that as people of color, we often don't sit down and have conversations about money. We don't talk about money. That other cultures sit down and talk at the dinner table about money and money issues and how to deal with money and what to do with money. We as people of color don't really have conversations. A lot of us don't really have money conversations, money plans, money aims. We think about blessings. I got a new credit card. I got a tax return. I got a raise. We think about getting money, getting more money, but we don't really think about what do we do with the money that we have? What is the plan for the money that we receive? If your money has no plan, then you find that no matter how much money you make, your money tends to be in the same situation. You're at a higher level of pay with higher levels of debt, if you don't have a plan for your money to go through. And so for those who are struggling with debt, those who are trying to get their finances under control, those who have made some decisions in their own life that they're going to pull their financial state together, Mind Your Own Business is a class that is specifically for that. Dealing with our finances, looking at your finances, finding out what do you owe, finding out how much are you making, finding out what do you need to do, creating a plan so that God can bless it. God blesses plans. I read the scripture. I'm going to read the scripture again. It says, Haggai 1:6 says, you have sown much and bring in little. You eat, but you do not have enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. You clothe yourself, but no one is warm. And he who earns wages to put it into a bag with holes in it. And so God is dealing with the fact that if you don't have the right system, your money is not going to do the right thing. Your money is going to flow through the holes, no matter how much he gives. So very often when we're praying, God, give me more money, if you don't have a correct system, God is not going to increase something to pour it into something that cannot hold it. God blesses systems. You think about it, when he created the world, says in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was out form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. The earth was chaotic. The waters covered the waters. The waters were above and beneath. You couldn't see the ground. Everything was darkness. So what God did is he came and he put stuff in order. He put the sea where it was supposed to be, the dry land where it was supposed to be, the sky where it was supposed to be, the trees where they were supposed to be. He put everything in order, and then he began to fill it with fruit. He put the sea life and the bird life and the mammals and everything. He started putting fruit after he put order. He started filling things with fruit after he put them into order. My point for that is God does not bless chaos. He didn't put fruit when the earth was chaotic. He didn't start filling it with anything because it was out of order. It's the system of the earth could not sustain the fruit until it was operating in a place of order. So he put everything in order and then he began to fill it. It is the same thing that God does with us. If you want him to fill your life, it's got to come into order. You got to know what you're doing with your business if you want God to bless your business. Not just your current financial state, but if you want a business, if you want God to do some things, everything that God's going to do in your life is going to deal with finances. If you're going to get married, finances. If you're going to have a business, finances. You want an apartment, finances. I have 2 kids that just bought cars. And now they're sitting there looking at their whole financial situation differently because that impacts how they're going to be, how they use their finances now. Everything needs money, but money needs a plan. Money has a job to do. Your money is given to you for a purpose. It has a job to do. Your money has a job. Make sure you don't have unemployed money. Make sure you don't have lazy money. Make sure your money is not just going wherever it goes and doing whatever it does and not producing what it's supposed to produce. Because if you come at the end of the month and you don't know where your money went, if you ever get to the end of the month, it's like, oh my God, what did I do with what happened to my money? And you don't know where your money went, that means your money just, your money just did whatever it is that it did. And it didn't do what it was supposed to do. You send your money. Don't just let your money go wherever. The party over here is this happening over there, this event, this thing, whatever. And the next thing you know, the stuff you were supposed to get done, you didn't get done because you were doing things that you didn't necessarily have to do because you didn't prioritize. Maybe you got money where you can do it all. If you got money where you can do it all, God bless you. Do it all and do it all well and have a great time. But if you have money that you need to bring into order, then this is a class that perhaps you might want to join. I'm going to give you a couple of assignments. Again, this is not going to be a long class, no more than 10, 15 minutes. That's my aim. That was my aim for the first class that I have. Didn't work out well. But this is not going to be a long preaching class. I will tell you some biblical principles, but this is not really a class for preaching. This is a class that's going to deal with money. So I have a couple of things that if you want to do this, and if you know somebody else that needs to get their finances in order, I don't know if you guys can see that. It looks very fuzzy to me, but I'll read it to you. There's some things that I'm just going to challenge you to do to begin to bring your money in order. First of all, we got to look at things. I know people, I talk to couples. I talk to especially young people. Young people get into debt and then they say things like, nobody told me about money. Nobody told me about credit cards. Nobody told me about whatever, because we don't have these types of conversations. So these are the types of conversations that I do want to have. And I want people to understand exactly what it is that they are doing. So just for our first class, I want you to do some things, whoever will be looking at this. And I see Keisha and Star and Disha. Hello. Whoever might come across this video, whoever else may come across this video, there's a couple of things that I want to challenge you to do this week. First thing, in minding your own business, is make a budget. Making a budget is not just sitting down, finding out how much you spend. It's not just what you spend on bills. It's what you spend, period. So we're starting a few days into the month. It's already, what is it, the 6th or something? Hello, my love. Whatever, I think today's the 6th or the 5th. Abby's birthday was what? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. I think it's the 5th. We should have probably started at the 1st of the month if you really are interested in doing this. But if you pay stuff on a debit card or a credit card, thank you, it's the 5th. If you pay stuff on a credit card or a debit card, you can go back and look at what you spend. I want you for this whole entire month to look at every single thing you spend. If you are trying to get your finances together, I want you to look at everything you spend. If you gave your kid $25, write that down. If you bought a pack of gum, write that down. Whatever you spend, if you bought something from Amazon, if you went to the discount store, whatever it is that you're spending, if you want to bring your finances in line, then you got to know where your money is going. And sometimes, you went into the store, you bought some chips and a soda and some cookies, and you went over here and you did that. And just look at how much money you're spending and where your money is going. If you're going to bring your money in line and into a system, then you got to know exactly what your money is doing. So for the rest of the month, if you have paid stuff on a debit card, Cash App card, or whatever card that you spend money on, I want you to go back from the first of the month and look and see and if you spent cash, and you can remember what you spent cash on, every single thing you spent, all the bills that come in, every bill that you have to pay, and every leisurely thing that you spend, every dollar that goes out of your house this month, I want you to write it down. I want you to create a book. You need a notebook and a pen. You got to get a notebook and a pen, or a notebook and a pencil, notebook and a crayon, something to write on, that you will keep for your records so you can see what it is that you're spending. So everything for the whole entire month, I want you to write in one column your bills that you know that go out every month. Whatever bills that you pay every single month, your phone bill, your rent, your Con Ed, your food bill, whatever it is you spend, every bill that goes out. And then I want you to write on another column stuff that is unnecessary. Like we went out and got pizza. We went out to Burger King. We went to Wendy's. We went here. Whatever it is, went to Starbucks. Whatever you spent on anything else. Bought the kids some toys. Whatever. I want you to spend your leisure money and your bill money. So everything in your bill money should be in one column or one page. Everything that you spent leisurely should be on another page. But you need all of this stuff written down. If you went to the cleaners and spent money, that's money that you spent. Everything that you have to spend. If you got gas money, if you had to go and get a Metro card, whatever you have to do, every dollar that you spend, you need to document that so that you know exactly what is going out of your house. I speak to so many people that don't know what money is going out of their house. Literally have no idea what money is going out of their house. Some people, somebody else pays the bill and they just don't know. That to me, that's kind of, I don't know, because that's the type of person I want to know exactly what is going out of my house at all times, because you have no control when you have no understanding. If you have no knowledge, then you have no control. So you want to bring everything up under control in your life. So make sure you document everything that comes out of your house. You want to find out what you can save money on. So as you have your list of extras, not that you can't spend any money on any extra. I don't know what your financial state is. I've spoken to a number of people who are financially tight. And if you are a person who is financially tight and finances are tight, then I want you to really look at and examine, where's your money going? Sometimes I know a lot of older people whose money is going to help a whole bunch of people, help the grandkids, help the kids, and help the what. You want to look at all of that money and see where your money's going. I'm not saying you shouldn't help people. I'm not saying you shouldn't have leisure time. I'm saying you want to monitor how much of your money is going to that. I remember I met with somebody and they were amazed when they did this at how much money they spent on Ubers. They were shocked when they added up how much money they spent in the month on Ubers. It's like they'd spent hundreds of dollars taking Ubers, and they had no idea that they were spending the amount of money that they were spending on Ubers. If Corey is on, I know he rides an Uber, so I'm not trying to discredit the Uber or some of people, the Uber drivers, they make money. But I'm saying if you want to bring your money up under control, you got to know where your money's going. You got to know what's happening with it. So I want you to write down where you can begin to save money, where you can what ways. We're talking about your money being in a bag with holes in it. Where are those holes? Because if you're going to ask God to bless it, you're not going to ask God to bless something that's going to leak out through the holes. You got to find out where those holes are. Not that you cannot eat at Wendy's, not that you cannot go to the movies, not that you cannot do something fun. But if you are having financial issues and a lot of your money is going to places that it doesn't need to go, then you need to bring some limitations on how much of certain things you're doing if you're trying to bring your money in line. So find out what you can save money on and where the money's being wasted. Then I want you to list all the finances that come into your house. Every dollar that comes into your house. Definite dollars, And even if extra money comes into your house, and here's the thing, when you're asking God to do extra things, be careful of extra money. Because I talk to people all the time and they're trying to get out of debt and they're trying to do things. And then all of a sudden they got $100 they didn't expect, or they got a check they didn't expect, something happening. And they don't incorporate the extra in their, see, when God starts throwing you extra money, he's trying to get you out extra fast. When you have a system and God starts throwing in extra, then put the extra in the system so that you're moving quicker. Because if you don't, then you're telling God, you know what, I'm not really trying to move out of this thing quickly. That what happens, and something amazing happens, and I've seen this happen in my own life many times. When you really get serious and you really tell God, I'm coming out of this, whatever it is, I'm coming out of this. I got to this thing has got to go. And and God begins to show you how to come out. And then he starts sending you extra money. I remember one of the first times I really got serious about coming out of some debts. As I was doing this, my pastor, the first time and the only time he ever asked me to do this, asked me to do a 3-day revival. In the 3-day revival, they paid me $750. This was something that was completely unexpected, but I was very serious about coming out. All of a sudden, that $750 paid a whole credit card. And I was able to pay a whole credit card off, took the whole money, paid off a credit card. I was serious about coming out. And God was giving me extra so I can come out quicker. I wasn't going to say, oh, well, I got $750. That's not a part of the plan. Now I can go shopping with this because that's not a part. Your whole mindset has to start to come into play with coming out of whatever you're finding. You got to have a different system. If you have a bag with holes in it, God is not going to bless something that's going to pour through the holes. You got to find out where are the holes and you got to seal the holes up. So 3 things I told you to do. Make a budget. List every single thing that goes out of your house, your bills that you pay and whatever leisure things that you spend money on. Find out what you can save money on. Where's your money being wasted? How could you limit some of that and keep some of that money? List all the finances coming into your home. Whatever money, if you get disability, if you get a paycheck, if you get a retirement check, if you get a welfare check, if you get Social Security check, whatever check you get, if you get what is it when people gotta pay you for your kids, whatever, child support. If you get whatever money that comes in to your household, that is part of your business. Those are your business finances. Write all that down. You should know exactly what's coming in. You should know exactly what's going out. You have to control your financial house, your financial business. Got to bring that thing up under control. You got to know exactly what it is that's happening because you have to bring it up under control. So know everything that's coming in. If extra money comes in, if somebody just decided to bless you or you found $10 or whatever it is, put that down. Any money that comes into your household, I want you to write that money down because we're asking God to bless our money. We're asking God to bring us up out of debt. I truly believe, I know in my spirit, God is ready to bring some folk out of debt. I know in my spirit, God, people praying, God, bring me up out of debt. I'm ready to get up out of this. I got to come from up under this. Debt is some of the worst. It's some of the worst things to be in. It's, always sitting there. If you're like me, I'm one of those people, I'm always looking at ways to come out of stuff and to deal with stuff and to do stuff. And my mind is always all things money. If you listen to me from any period of time, I talk about money a lot. Not because I'm trying to take people's money, because God talks to me about money a lot, because I truly don't believe that you're going to be completely blessed until your money is blessed. Your heart can be blessed until your money is blessed. You're not going to be completely blessed. And whenever God really blesses a people, the money gets blessed. If you read through your scriptures, finances get blessed. God blesses people financially. Abraham was rich. Isaac was rich. God blesses and empowers. David was rich. Solomon was rich. God enhances his people. But God doesn't want us to be rich in things, and God doesn't want us to be frivolous with what he puts in our hands. Again, your money has a job to do. If you're getting money and your money is not doing its job, you are not a good steward. God is not going to bless chaos. Just like when the world was created, everything was chaotic. God didn't fill it with fruit until he put it in order. He didn't start putting fish when the water was above the water. He didn't start bringing vegetation and ants and all insects when you couldn't find the land because they would have drowned. He put everything in order, then he filled it. It's the same thing that he's going to do with us. He's got to say, let there be light. Light is not color. Light is revelation. It's understanding. It's direction. It's correction. It's order. And when God first said, let there be light, there was no sun, there was no moon. Sun and the moon came on the stars. All of that came the fourth day. He was talking about light, the light of his mind, his wisdom, his revelation, his understanding, his order. He put everything the way it was supposed to be. Then he filled it. That's what God wants to do with our finances. We're asking God, God, I need money. I need you to bless me. I need you to do this. I need you to do that. And God is not going to bless you so that you can do the same thing that you've been doing with the money you already have. You've got to be faithful over a few things if you want God to make you ruler over many. God is looking at how you deal with where you start. If you start in the right place, then God can begin to fill the place that you are in. And I know that I'm telling you, I can't tell you how many people talk to me about money and their money is in a chaotic state. And it's not that they don't make money. This is not about people who don't necessarily have money. I know people who make good money, great money, far more money than we make. And still their money is in a chaotic state because it's not about how much money you make. It's about what you do with that money. It is about the system that money runs through. It is about the blessing of the Lord on that money, the decisions that are made about that money. If you don't make right decisions, if you don't do the right thing, I don't care if you make 100,000, 200,000, 50,000, 20,000, 400,000, your money will do the same thing. It will go through the holes. I'm going to read the scripture again. You have sown much, it's Haggai 1:6. You've sown much and bring in little. You earn, but you do not have enough. You drink, but you are not filled with drink. You clothe yourself, but you are not warm. And he who earns wages to put it in a bag with holes in it. God's like, I can't, and I believe that this is an answer to somebody's prayer because somebody is praying about money. Somebody is really asking God for a divine direction concerning their money. Somebody is really, and I know that because I sense that, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm like, Lord, we made some decisions on buying another house that caused us to get into some financial situations. It took us, we had some incidents and things that we didn't foresee coming that caused us to get back into some financial situations. And I'm like, okay, God, this is definitely got to get it. I cannot do this. I need to come up out of all of this. And every time I get serious about coming out, God shows me a way to come out, but not until I get serious about coming out. And I am committed to doing whatever it is that he tells me to do. And so this is something I've been sensing for months. And I really had to, a couple of weeks ago, like, God, all right, this is it. We're coming up out of this. Everything is coming in line with what it is that you're saying. And, I really felt that the Lord was like, there are a number of people who need to do the same thing. And so I am coming to you guys because I am going to be debt free. The debts that I got into were not even just they were just not making the right decisions with some things, and some things I didn't foresee happening, and then they happened. But you know what? God knows how to pull everything together, no matter if you made it, if you did the wrong thing, or if the wrong thing happened, or however you got there. If you are determined to come up out of there, God has answers, God has plans, God has directions, but we have to be committed to following them. If we do the same thing, you get the same results. That is exactly how that happens. It's just insanity. You do the same thing, I don't care what level, you can get another job, a second job, a third job, a fifth job. I've seen people get 2 and 3 jobs and still be broke, because it's not about how much money you get. It's about what you do with that money. What is the system that you have prepared for that money to go through? What is that? What are the requirements for that money? What is that money supposed to do? What is that money supposed to accomplish? What is that money's assignment? Your money got to have an assignment. By the time it hits your hands, you got to know exactly where it needs to go, and then it got to go where it needs to go and do what it needs to do. That money has a job. Put that money to work. You work for your money, and now your money has to work for you, because you work for money, and then the next thing you know, that money is gone and you don't know where it went or what is happening, and you're in total chaos on what in the world is going on, and money's coming in, but you don't know where it's going. That's bad management. And God, if you want God to bless it, God blesses order. We've said many times, God is not going to come to a soda machine or a vending machine. If it says out of order, you ain't putting your money in it because it don't work. The same thing with us. If our life say out of order, and then we asking God to put money in it, God's not going to put some money in something that's out of order. First thing he's going to do is establish order. Once he establishes order, then he's going to give you a direction to start moving in. Look at when he fed the people, the fishes and the loaves, right? The little boy. First thing he told them, he said, get everybody to sit them down in 50s and 100s. Put them in order. Get everybody, get them in groups of 50s, get them in groups of 100s, sit them down. He put everybody in order. Then he blessed the food and he gave them the baskets and he broke it up and he told them, all right, start giving it out. He had a process and a system that he started to move in. He didn't just chaotically, food start popping out of the baskets, and he created a system of order. He blessed it, and then he started moving in the midst of it. And then when it was all over and there was food left over, he's like, pick up all the food that remains, put it back in the basket, that nothing be left. He didn't even leave the scraps just laying around. He's like, get that and put that in the basket. He kept the system of order even after the job was done, because God is a God of decency and order. All right, enough of that. So write a budget, everything you spend, what you spend financially, where your bills are going, and also leisurely, where your fun is going, what you spend on bills, what you spend on fun. Find out what you can save money on. What is your fun costing you? Your leisure time, your Burger King, your White Castle, your whatever. What is that costing you in a month? Everything this month that you can document that you spend, write it down. Stop for gas. Write that down. Went in the store and got a soda and some chips. Write that down. Every single thing you spend, because you got to look at what you're doing. If you don't look at what you're doing, there's no way that you can fix what you're doing. Okay. Where's money being wasted? We're going to look at that. List all the finances that come into your home. Look at that. Find out your credit score. Here's another thing I want you guys to do. There's freecredit.com. There's Credit Karma. There's different things that you can look at. It might cost you a couple of dollars, but you need to find out your credit score. Everybody needs to know their credit score. You got to look at these things. Some people are intimidated at looking at money. Some people are, people are intimidated talking about money. Let me tell you something. You got to move past intimidation. You got to move past fear. You got to move past whatever it is. You got to look at it, because you cannot deal with it if you don't look at it. If you don't know what it is, how are you going to fix it? If you don't know what's broken, how you even know what you need to work on? You got to look at it. You got to look at it. You got to bring it up under control. You're asking God to fix it. You don't even know what's broke. You don't even know what's happening. You got to know what's going on with your finances. So you got to know what your credit score is. Your credit score is your credit report card. It is a report card that tells the creditors how much you can be trusted with money. That's what your credit score is. Your credit score tells you how much credit you have. Now, if you don't have any credit, that's bad credit. Having no credit is bad credit. Having too much credit is also bad credit. Even if you have a lot of credit and you spent a lot of it or most of it and you pay it on time, whatever, it's still bad credit, because your creditors don't want to see you spend more than 30% of the credit that you own. They want you to have like up to $15,000, $20,000 of credit, but they don't want you to spend more than 30% of that money. Your credit score tells people how you spend money and how much you can be trusted with money. That's what it tells you. How much credit you have, how much credit you spent, how the on-time payments, how you pay. Do you pay on time? Do you pay late? These are things that your creditors take a look at. What kind of loans do you have? Do you have a car loan? Do you have a mortgage? Do you have credit loans? Whatever. What kind of loans that you have? Your creditors are looking at all of these kinds of things to establish how long have you had credit. Let me say this to you. If you're trying to come out of credit debt, and you're trying to pay off credit cards, don't cancel your credit cards, especially if you had them for a long time, because that is part of your credit score to see how long you've had credit. And we're going to talk a lot about credit I'm going to get off the line in a second because I said this is going to be a short video. But your creditors want to look at how long you've had credit and how faithful you've been in paying it. They want to look at your credit history to see how you pay, when you pay, how much do you just pay the minimum? They look at all of these things to establish how credit worthy are you, how trustworthy are you for me to lend you more credit. They look at seeing what you do with the credit that you have. So it is important to have credit. It is important to have credit for a long time. It is important to minimize how much of your credit you use. They don't want more than 30%. It is important to pay your credit on time. All of these things are important in your credit score being a decent credit score. And I'm going to show you some ways that you can raise your credit score, some things you can do with credit. All of these things we're going to talk about. We're going to be talking about all things money. But before we can talk about any of these things, I want you guys to get these things in order. Make a budget today. Get a notebook and a pen. Start making your financial debt-free budget. This is your mind your own business booklet. You're going to write down all of your bills. I would write them on separate pages. All of your bills. What bills go out of your house. Every single bill that goes out of your house. Write it down. When does it go out of your house? What day does this bill go out? Is it an automatic payment? Is it something that I got to pay? You need to know all of that. I got a whole ledger with every single thing that goes out of my house. I know when it goes out. I know what day it got to go out. I know when what got to be in what. You got to, this is your business. This is your business. This is your business. You got to mind your own business. You got to have a mind for your business. Don't ask God to bless a business that you don't even know how it runs. This is your house. This is your money. This is your business. So you got to make a budget. 1 page, what you do leisurely. 1 page, all of the bills that go out of your house. And for the whole entire month. Go back if you spent in the last few days stuff on your debit card, your credit card. It'll have a record. You can go back and look at the record of what you spent. And write all of that down from the first of the month to the end of the month. This is your assignment, your first assignment. Make a budget. List what you spend. Find out where you can save money. What's on that leisure page? How much extra money are you spending that you can be? I had to go on Facebook because if I was on the other one, it would have shut the whole thing down. List all the finances that come into your home. Find out your credit score. So these are all things that you guys can do. And I want you to do all of these things. We will meet again Friday. I'm going to be coming on Fridays at 11. I was going to come on 11 today, but there was an earthquake. I hope everybody was fine. 4.8. It's a pretty substantial earthquake that hit the city. I heard a big bang in my garage. I thought a bird or something hit the garage door, but it was an earthquake. So life is changing and things are changing. We got to get some stuff in order, get focused. We got to get our lives together. Starting off with getting your money together. Face it. Pull yourself together. Put your eyes on it. Know exactly what's happening. Bring it up under control. Stop being scared of it. Stop being scared to talk to people. If you got a spouse and you need to sit down and talk with your spouse about the money, we got to bring the money up under control. We cannot sit here and walk around and play Ringolevia or whatever it is we're doing. We got to know exactly what we're doing. We got to work together to get this thing done. You can't do this, I do that, and then everything is falling in the middle. This is your household, your business, your money. You want God to bless it? Give him something to bless. You got to give God something to bless. And when God starts seeing you're serious about coming out, God is not going to be more serious than you. If you ain't serious about it, he ain't going to be serious about it. When you're serious about it and he sees you start, the steps of a righteous man are ordered, he sees you start taking steps, God will start blessing the steps that you take. God will start adding. He'll start giving you direction and giving you what you need when you make a decision that this is really what you're going to do. So if that's you, and I would say this to you guys, please send this to 5 people that you think might need it. If there's 5 people that you know that might be interested in getting their money together, then please send this broadcast to 5 people that you know that might just need their finances to come together. And let's make that a decision that we are going to make. Last thing I'm going to say. Now, I'm a penny pincher. Some of y'all, this doesn't matter to you guys. I am a penny pincher. I will pinch a darn penny. I like all things savings. Anything that saves me $1, I like it. I use it. I work with it. Fetch Rewards, some of you could care less about this, but the only reason I'm mentioning it today is because I just noticed that they're giving out 3,000 points. Fetch Rewards is a rewards. If you like rewards, I like rewards. Some of you may not, and it's okay. But there's a app called Fetch Rewards that gives you free points for money or cards or whatever, just for taking pictures of receipts. That's all you gotta do. Take a picture of a receipt. Whatever receipt you get points for every receipt that you get, no matter what you spend. And after you get a certain amount of points, you can start trading it in for money or trading it in for discount cards, gift cards, whatever. I've already traded in. I've had it for almost 2 years. I've already gotten $150 from a little Fetch Rewards cards. So I like it. Maybe y'all don't like it. I've heard people say, I don't have time to be doing all that. Okay, if taking a picture of a receipt is too much for you, all right, no problem. Give me your darn receipts. I take a picture of all of them. Take a picture of everybody's receipts in my house. And I don't cash it out till it gets to $50. That's just me. You can cash it out from, I think, $6, $10, $25. I like $50. If you are interested in Fetch Rewards, just something that give you a couple of extra dollars, you ain't gonna get rich. I use it for Walmart because I shop at Walmart. But they have all different kind of, you can get a crash card and get whatever. If you're interested in that, if that's something that, you wouldn't mind doing, taking pictures of your receipts and getting some extra points or extra dollars for that. You can inbox me your phone number. If you do it on your own, you don't get free, you get free 3,000 points if you do it, I think, today. A couple of days ago it was $1,000. Today is not $3,000, 3,000 points. A couple of days ago it was 1,000 points. Today is 3,000 points. The points change. That's why I'm mentioning it today, because it's 3,000 points. If it's something you're interested in, inbox me your phone number, because somebody will have to sign you up for you to get the free 3,000 points. If you do it yourself, you don't get the free 3,000 points. You just get signed up to the program. If you want me to sign you or send you the link so that you can sign up to the program, inbox me your number. I will send it to you if that's something that you like to do. I like all things money. Any extra dollar, I just cashed mine in for $50 week before last at Walmart. It's my third time cashing it in, and I'm now moving towards my next $50. I like $50. I spend $900 on food every month because I don't get no assistance or nothing. So food and household things, $900 come out of my mouth. So $50 for me is $50. I appreciate $50. I take $50 gladly and take that off my bill. That's just me. That's not you. That's fine. If that is you, send me your number, and I'm going to be telling y'all other little tiny things that you could do if you are like me and you like to save $1. I spend a lot of dollars. So any dollar I could save, I appreciate it. I take it. I like to keep my money. That's just me. I like to keep it. If I can keep it and not spend it, I like it. So, and if you guys know of anything that can help somebody financially, anything, please let me know. I'll be more than happy to let people know, because I think we need to share information. What can be a blessing? What can be a help? So if you know something that could be a blessing, that could be a help, that can help somebody, or even a little bit, because sometimes a little bit, $50 on a rough month can be a whole lot of, could be some help. So that's just my little whatever to you guys today. That's it. That's all that I've got to say for today. I will meet you again if you are interested in doing this with me on Friday at 11. This is Mind Your Own Business. We are going to bring our minds together and get our money together and bring our business together so that we can start asking God to really pour his blessings on a system that he can continue to perpetuate blessings on, and not just give us a blessing that goes into a system that's got holes in it, and then the next thing you know, it's all gone. All right. Bless the Lord, and thank you guys for, look at that. There's already Money Probe and Survey Junkie. You know what? I started Survey Junkie. I already got $15 in 3 days. Listen, there are things that are out there that can help you with little stuff. It's just little things. I like every little thing. But I will talk to you guys on Friday. God bless you. Y'all have a wonderful day in Jesus' name. All right. Bye. Good morning.